Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, and I hope you guys all had a good night. I've been watching price overnight, and I'm sure some of you guys have as well. What did you notice about Asia and London last night? Just maybe type it in the chat. What did you notice about how Asia and London traded last night? I'm just going to move to the daily chart and we'll go through. Did you guys notice how we really nailed it yesterday on our buy side and sell side? Price came right down to our sell side, which was kind of cool. Okay, so let's start off with the daily time frame and just get a sense of where we are. Okay, so this is our overnight candle here, and it is just above the previous day low, which is just above Monday's low, and it's just above the previous week low. So this is a major level for us to be keeping an eye on. I'm on the NASDAQ here, so looking at 20,339, just below that, 20,318. is the previous day low and the previous week low. So I'm going to be watching that level for the rest of this week. Yeah, thanks, Jamie. They both ranged, absolutely. Asia and London ranged last night, meaning they were consolidating, they were engineering liquidity. And that's not much of a surprise after the drop down that we had yesterday. Okay, below previous day low Monday and previous week low, I have both of these areas marked on my chart here with dark blue lines, and I use dark blue lines for my daily, weekly, or even monthly major levels. So if price continues to drop, these would be the next two levels that I would be looking at for sell side. And then below there, which is quite, it would be quite a drop, but we do have this daily BISI, and you can see the candles here. We have candle 1, candle 2, candle 3, and this is the daily BISI that we have down here. So I've put that on my chart on the higher time frame. Moving a little bit up, I have marked in this daily BISI that I had on my chart yesterday. Keeping this on my chart in case price does retracement either today or tomorrow. This would be the area that I would be looking at. One second. Excuse me. Okay, and then above that level, I still have this daily SIBI marked out here, and the candles are this candle 1, candle 2, and candle 3. So this is on my chart as well. And then a few levels that are higher up, but I'm not too concerned about them right now because price is down here. We've got previous day high from Monday. That's a major level. Dropping now down to the 4-hour. Price was strongly bearish overnight. We're obviously in a bearish downtrend. And I was looking at this bigger picture. In terms of the market maker, there's market makers on every time frame because price is fractal, but this level is the level that I've marked on my chart as the next draw on liquidity to the sell side. So we may get here today, and price may continue dropping, or we may just fluctuate around today. We don't know, but it's always good to zoom out and take a look and see where we are. Okay, I'm going to drop down quickly to the 1 hour, get some perspective here. Hey, good morning everyone. Drop down to the 15. Here we have Asia and London. You can see, nope, here's Asia and London. This was on Monday nights. Here's Asia and London. They both ranged. So they were trading between this level and this level, just generating liquidity above and below. Price did not sweep, London did not sweep Asia last night, so I'm just kind of noting that. And we have swept this area right here. So this could signal for us a reversal, or we could have price chop around because price made such a big move yesterday and we are in non-farm payroll week. Okay, next I'm looking at midnight at midnight. So here's my midnight blue line, vertical line. So that's at midnight. And then I drop my horizontal midnight line on the first candle that opens at midnight. And that gives me my midnight at midnight. What I'm looking for, if I move down to the 5 minute, it's easier to see. Normally when price is trading above midnight overnight, then I would expect price to go bearish. So I want to sell above midnight and I want to buy below midnight. But we were straddling midnight throughout London. Just gonna shut the window here, it's a bit loud. Hey, sweetie. Okay, I'm gonna shut this for now. Okay, sorry about that. So if I were to use this as some sort of a confluence or a clue, I would expect that at some point today, we're going to go above midnight. So price may drop, we may chop around, but it's my expectation, just based on midnight at midnight, that at some point price is going to seek the buy side today. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? None of us really know where price is going. Okay, then next, I'm putting in my pre-market high and pre-market low. So my next vertical line is 4 a.m. and at 4 a.m., between 4 a.m. and 9:30, I want to mark the high and the low of the pre-market. So here is between 4 and 9:30. So I'm going to bring this down. That's my high, and my pre-market low is down here. And I'll adjust that as 9:30 approaches. Okay, so we've got a pre-market high, pre-market low, got previous day low Monday, and previous week low down here. Next, I'm going to drop in the high and low of Asia. And if you create templates, it's just a lot faster. So that is the Asia high. Asia low. And I'm looking for London high, London low. And London low. All right then, and last but not least, we're going to find our opening range gap. So we're looking for the settlement price of yesterday's candle at 414, which is this one. And I've taken the, let me go on to the 1 minute so I'm exact. So here's our 414 candle. And there's the open and there's the close. So there is our settlement price at 414, and that is 2503.75. Okay, so we'll go back to electronic trading hours. And we'll just drop in our so we have 503, so we have 350, 455, so we have about, well, more than 150 points on this range. And well, it's not 9:30 yet, but we'll see what the range is closer to 9:30. Then we'll drop our fib on there. Okay, so that gives us our levels for today. I use these levels every single day. And next, I want to look for fair value gaps on the 15-minute that may be of significance, and any order blocks. So already on the 15-minute, we can see that there's an order block here. And we have a breaker block. We have a high, low, oh, not yet. High, low, higher, high, not yet. Okay, and we have swept here. I'm going to drop in SIBI 15 minutes. The reason I would be watching this particular SIBI is that Asia and London ranged, which means they were engineering liquidity above and below. So this would be, in my view, an important area to be watching, as it could be quite a magnet for liquidity this morning. Hey, good morning, Katie Penn. Good morning. Sell side level, October 31st, low on daily. October 31st, let's take a look. Okay, that's going to be hard to see. What time frame are you looking at, Katie Penn? On the daily. Okay, let's go back and take a look. It's August. September 2/248. 202, excuse me, 202.48. I think we might be missing a number there. Okay, let me know. This is another level on the daily August, but you know what? Price is up here, so I'm not going to worry so much about that level right at this point. But it's definitely good to have these things on your chart. Hey, blue collar penmanship. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Oh, it's a weekly low, is it? Okay, thanks, Jamie. October 7th? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. You could drop that one on there, sure. I'm going to label that a weekly. Okay, those are our major levels. So just want to go back and look at any fair value gaps on the 15 minutes, so slightly higher time frame. So this one here is what I'm looking at, because if price wants to sweep London, come back up here for a retracement sweep London, this might be an area of interest. We also have this area. Hey, good morning, XMT89. How are you this morning? Can you guys drop a number 1 in the chat if it's your first time here, and drop a number 2 in the chat if you've been here before? Okay. And let's take a quick look. Yep, Jamie, thanks for joining us again. Let's take a quick look at ES this morning, see what's happening. See what's happening with the Twisted Sister. Hey, Mike, good to see you. Arcana, good to see you again. John Henry, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning. Trade with me. Yes, good to see you this morning. All right, let's take a look and see what's happening with ES. So just something to consider this morning, guys. You know, this is ICT's advice, and when I don't listen to his advice, his words just ring in my ears. But, you know, ICT recommends that after a day that has a large movement, the following morning, it's best to sit on the sidelines and not look for a trade. And anytime I have disregarded that good advice from Michael, I have lived to regret it. Hi, Vincenz. Good to see you. Good for you to join us today. Thanks. So we had a big move yesterday, and then we had a lot of ranging overnight. So I'm of the mind to be a little bit cautious today, to be honest. You know, today would be a day that I would definitely reduce position size. Even go to micros is not a bad idea. Hi, Brian M. Brian M2. Thanks for joining us today. So I'm going to look, I'm going to tape read this morning. I'm happy to do that, and we'll see where the morning takes us. If I don't find a trade this morning, I'm busy this afternoon, so I won't be back until I'll probably do some tape reading Thursday, but I won't trade Thursday and Friday just because it's NonFarm Payroll. But let's see what happens this morning. Pink Lily's Convo. How you doing? That's a great name. Thanks for joining us this morning. Okay, so guys, put in the chat number 1 if you're from a warm climate, and put in number 2 if you're from a cold climate. You guys know I'm from a cold climate. I'm up here in Canada. Although this morning is not bad. I think we're like just below freezing. That's almost worth wearing shorts. John Henry, I think we have a little bit more downside today. Yeah, you could be right. Like these levels that I have marked on my chart, let's just go back to the hourly here. Price is currently just above the previous day low, which is yesterday, and just above the previous week low. So this is an important level. And then below that, these dark blue lines, if you take a look at the 4 hour, 1 second. Let's go to the 4 hour. If we look at the 4 hour, these dark blue lines below here are my major levels on the possible draw on liquidity on the daily and the weekly. So this area down here, we could certainly shoot for this area. And then we've got these levels down here. We've got multiple times price has visited these areas and chattered around a bit. So definitely we could see some movement to the downside, although, and I never like to predict, I just like to read price and respond to price, but we have been below midnight at midnight for a good deal of the morning session, Asia London session. So when that happens, we kind of want to buy below midnight and sell above midnight. So I'm keeping that in mind, that we are below midnight, and we have been below midnight. So I wouldn't be surprised if price comes up at some point today, uses or takes liquidity that has been generated overnight from Asia and London, and maybe tap into this 15-minute fair value here. I'm going to throw that out there as, possible. Hi, Maya Daniel to Canada. Yay, Canada. Okay. Yeah, Mike, I know you're somewhere in a cold country. One more month, right? One more month, and maybe we'll see some spring-like weather. That would be awesome. Okay, so it's 9:16. I'm keeping an eye on this opening range gap. We're just going to move. First, I just want to check out ES. Just give me a second. Let's do that. Let's look at ES on the 15-minute. ES on the 4 hour. So we can bring this down here. And we have multiple touches just below here. Okay. So pretty similar to NQ. And we'll look on the 15-minute. This is an area that's had multiple touches. Okay, we'll go to the 5 minutes. So this has been ranging. We have swept here. Okay, so that's where we are. Guys, yesterday I dropped into my notes from the live session yesterday. I put those 3 links that I mentioned in the chat yesterday. Scarface's channel, Shane's channel, and the link to the 2022 ICT mentorship playlist. So it's all 40 videos there. Okay. Tonight, I think at 5 o'clock or 5:30, Scarface is doing a live demonstration on his, I think he's doing the 5-minute open scalp, which is what I trade in the morning. That's the strategy that I trade in the morning. But I think he's doing a live demonstration today with back testing. So if you go to his channel today, you can, I think maybe just click on it and you'll get notified when he goes live today. But I think it's around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you can take a look. No news today. And of course, NonFarm Payroll tomorrow. Unemployment on Thursday. Friday we have average hourly earnings, non-farm, and unemployment rate. And Fed Powell speaks on Friday. Friday might be a day to do something else. Or tape read. Sim. Definitely sim. Or nothing. Start your weekend early. Okay, it's 9:20. So guys, any ideas of what your strategy is? Do you want to share with us what, kind of what you look for in the charts, and maybe share with the rest of us what your go-to is or what you're working on? I do the 5-minute opening strategy, which is Scarface's 5-minute candle in the morning. It's a scalp. And if I don't find anything there, then I wait for a 5-minute break of structure to the upside or downside to go long or short. And then my bread and butter are unicorns or reversals. Those are my favorite strategies. And I use opening range gap. I also use AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That's power of 3. I use that in sort of like a background confluence for trading. But Chen's still looking for 50% of gap fill, but looks rough. Blue collar, I'm working on an option strategy, but I'm a newbie. Yeah, okay. That's good. Waiting for the first fair value gap. Yeah, we'll drop that onto the chart when we see it. So let's go down to the 1 minute. And we'll pull this down. So when we have a gap that is more than 100 points, which we do today, ICD tells us that there's a high probability that price will continue in the direction that it's been moving in the early morning. And it may only retrace into the opening range gap to the 25% level. So that's from ICT. We swept yesterday low and London low this morning. Yeah, we did. So that's why I think, well, we'll just see what happens. But we could come back down here. We're still in the 15-minute order block. We could come up to 25% in the opening range gap and then drop and re-sweep. We could come down a little further. The unicorn model is what I use, targeting previous session highs and lows. Yeah, XMT, beautiful. High probability trade, right? ICT tells us that the unicorn model is its highest probability trade. And when I have a unicorn that has drawn into higher time frame liquidity, either on the buy side or the sell side, even better. Okay. So we've broken structure to the upside on the 5-minute. You know what, XMT89, your comments really resonate with me because I completely agree. I kind of have like an academic background, so I just wanted to learn everything about ICT, and I did that. I have studied every mentorship that he's had, and I mean really like studied it full time. And I would 100% agree with you that you don't need to have your PhD in ICT strategies. You just need to have one or two strategies that you see on the chart and that you just have a personality or an affiliation with that strategy, and then get really, really good at that strategy. And I noticed for myself when I started using TradeZella to track all my my trades, that I kept seeing time and time again that it was the two strategies I was constantly using and I was constantly having success with, and that was the unicorn and like reversals for me is a big one, and using power of 3. Now I'm just, for the past month or so, I've been trying Scarface's 5-minute opening range scalp because I don't usually scalp, and I'm loving that strategy. Like, there's just something very simple and mechanical about that strategy. But 100% agree with you that find something that resonates with you, that you see easily on the chart, and then wait for that setup to come to you. You know, it's really easy to have FOMO. It's 9:29, guys. It's really easy to have FOMO when you see other people say, oh, I made money today, or I took this trade, or I took that trade. You know, it's easy for you to feel like, oh, I guess I really missed out on that. But the reality is if it's not your trade, it's not your trade, right? So I have found just settling back, waiting for my trade to come to me, and I just tune out all the noise of what everybody else is doing. Because at the end of the day, waiting for my trades to come to me is what's working for me. So, okay, so 1 minute till market opens. So I thank you for sharing that, because I think we need to keep that front and center in our minds. Very wicky this morning. Oh, those are my 2 trades. Let's look for that first fair value gap. So not unexpected, guys. You know, like ICT says, when there's been a large movement the day before, sit the morning out. ICT says, you know, the afternoon might be a better opportunity to look for a trade. It's hard to remain in a trade when the wicks are just, you know, taking the sell stops and buy stops. Look at these wicks. And it gets worse into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with non-farm payroll. Thanks, Kayla. Thanks for joining us this morning. Really volatile morning. We did tap into the 50% of the org this morning, but it was just a tap and then price just shot right back out. Hi, Shane. Nice to see you this morning. Shane, I have like a daily loss limit, which is a percentage of my account. That's kind of what I guide myself with. What is your strategy on risk management? Yeah, the wicks are nasty. Sometimes, Shane, I think that on days like this, it's not the greatest price action, but it's almost worth moving to micros and setting like a much wider stop loss. What's your thought on that? Oh, fixed 30-point stop loss. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so targeting 60 points. I think I remember seeing that on one of your videos, fixed targeting 60 points with a stop loss of 30 points. Yeah, that makes sense, especially on a day like today. Maya, yeah, good plan. Sit on those hands until this afternoon. We've got the 950 macro. Price coming right back down again. I think, Shane, what I've learned so much from your channel is just patience, you know, just patiently waiting for that setup to come. I've learned a lot about patience from you. Shane, I hope you don't mind, but I put in my notes yesterday, in my YouTube notes, a link to your channel. So I hope people will go, traders will go check you out, because I just think so highly of you. Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, Shane. We were looking here on the 1 hour, and we've got that marked on our charts. These blue lines here are the weekly low, and it looks like you're right. We could be dipping for that. This is the 15-minute order block here. And then these dark blue lines are our weekly and daily low levels. Thanks, Matthew. I'm glad you checked Shane out. Yeah, when we look on the 5 minutes, you know, sometimes you need to just zoom out a little bit. Look at these wicks. Like, this is ridiculous. Holy cow. Yeah, it gives you a reality check when you look on the 5 minute and you see the wicking up and down. Like I say, unless you have a really, really big stop loss, you know, it's hard to stay in. Weekly lows are a great spot to hunt reversals. Yeah, I totally agree. Looking for that unicorn setup, Shane. Oh, we're in the macro. We're 2 minutes into the macro. So let's just let this thing do its thing. Yeah, exactly. A porcupine. Exactly. It's lethal. What does ICT call it on Fridays? Seek and destroy. It almost feels like a seek and destroy in the first 30 minutes, doesn't it? Yeah, ES is going for those lower levels. I'm almost wondering if use the first fair value gap as an inverted fair value gap. But I'm at my max for trades this morning, so I'm not looking for another trade, but I'm happy to be here to tape read with all of you. There's our ES. Well, it's a choppy mess, isn't it? Not unexpected after the price move yesterday. I think, there may be a better opportunity for a nice reversal later today. I think that perhaps sweeping London, sweeping Asia would be a nice target for later this afternoon. Mess, exactly. This is the 15-minute order block that I put on the chart this morning. It's still, we're basically ranging inside it, other than the few wicks and a bit of mohawk here. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for dropping in, Shane. Appreciate it. We'll see you. See you on the other side. Have a good day. Guys, his is a great channel to check out, Awake FX. He's got some great videos on his channel about the different ICT strategies, and he teaches in just a really nice, patient, easy to understand, breaks it down for you kind of nicely. So, and I think he's been trading for 11 years and he trades full time, so he's a good trader. He's got staying power. So guys, I'll stay on a little bit longer, but I think we've confirmed that we have a morning that's just pretty low quality, pretty messy. Maybe give the market some time to sort itself out. There may be, we may get a reversal this afternoon. Does anyone trade Silver Bullet? Anyone here trade Silver Bullet? Inverted fair value gap from the first fair value gap of the morning. Price might go for the weekly low. Let's just take a look again. And we do have this daily BISI down here. Lots of retracements here. It's not even leaving fair value gaps. You see how it's retracing, moving lower, retracing. It's just pretty messy. Retracing to this level of this candle's low. Okay, well, it's 10:11, guys, and I think this is just pretty big chop fest this morning, so I think I'm gonna leave it there. I appreciate you guys joining this morning and going through the chart, and once again, ICT's words, right? Don't trade the morning after a big run, and he's as usual right. So I will not be back tomorrow. There's no live stream tomorrow with me, and Thursday, Friday, I'm taking off as well. So I will be back on Monday, and I wish you guys safe trading. Have a safe week and have an enjoyable week. It's a week to go out and do other fun things. Non-farm payroll means go do something fun. Thank you, Trina. Thanks for your time this morning, and have a great day, everybody. I wish everyone well.